You're watching HCAM TV.
Good morning and welcome back to Keep Moving with the Senior Center. I'm Amy Beck, the Director of Senior Services and the Director at the Senior Center. And while many of you know that the Senior Center is still not yet open to the public, we are still here for you and are only a phone call away. So when we are open, the Senior Center is an active and vibrant spot in Hopkinton to find an exercise class, use our computer lab, have lunch, or even to explore learning a new language. But much of that is still accessible, only now in a virtual format. So check out the newsletter and Facebook and our website and see what we have offering. In addition, we're a great resource if you need to borrow medical equipment, need help in your home, or are caring for a family member and need other assistance. So feel free to give the Senior Center a call, and we are there looking to hear from you. So I did want to remind you that this is a live program and we would love to hear from you. And if you want to join us, give us a call at 508 435 7887. We would love to hear from you. This morning, right now, I do have Marlene Troops here with us. Marlene is an outreach worker at the Senior Center. Good morning, Marlene.
Good morning. Good morning, Amy.
So how are you?
Fine. Still doing a lot of outreach things. So if people, don't know about outreach, it's a department here within the Senior Center. I'm an outreach coordinator along with my coworker, Kim Carson, who started 2 months into the job, and then bango, we had to deal with this COVID business. So it's been a difficult. Kim does a lot of good phone work behind the scenes, and it really she's a great work partner, and we try to help solve outreach problems. Um, but I was thinking something I want to tell our audience about. Now that we're coming into, it's hard to believe, oh, thank goodness we're getting into the fall weather. It seems today anyway, it's a lot less humid, but we're going to be starting up the heating season. And if people need assistance applying for fuel assistance through SMOC, SMOC has designated the outreach departments of different senior centers the place to start the process. So people should call me or Kim at the senior center, and I'll give that number. So it's 508-497-9730. Call Senior Center, ask for outreach. If you can't remember my name, Marlene, and I'll put you on the list, to put the person on the list to start applying for fuel assistance. It's income qualified. Everybody in the household, everybody 18 and over, incomes are considered. And just for a ballpark figure, I have last year's figure, but it was $37,400 for a household of one. So if a person is living alone, and oh, by the way, it's all ages. It's not just seniors that we're helping at the senior center. We help families of all ages in town, and so close. So $37,400 for a person who's living alone. And then it goes up usually about $10,000 for any additional person. So then it's like 48, close to 49,000 for two people, 60,000 for a family, a household of three. And it doesn't have to be families. It can be, people who are house sharing too. The house can get fuel assistance heat.
And then they just combine the incomes for that.
They combine the income. Yeah, you have to prove income. It's really a simple process for paperwork, things like Social Security cards.
It is hard to believe that we're getting to that time where it's been so humid, but now we're ready for that, I guess. Yeah. So, and the thing is, Marlene, you've been involved in so many things at the Senior Center. You're involved in the TED Talks and other programs. And you want to talk about TED Talks a little bit? It's a great show, or a great TED Talks are great, but so are what we're doing with them. So
yeah, we do TED Talks on Monday virtually at 12:30 to 1:30, and TED Talks, for people who don't know, TED is for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. And they have contacted this organization, TED Talks, Technology and Engineering and Design. They work with people who are like the tops isn't in the field isn't really the right word. It's like the most knowledgeable, or someone who's had real experience in the subject that they're going to talk about. And it's the talks that we choose are usually about 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll watch somebody talking about, what their issue is, what they want to let people know about, and then we have a discussion about the TED Talks. And anybody can actually, I often at home too, I will go into YouTube and query on TED Talks, and then the subjects that you can come up with, or you don't have to be on YouTube, on your computer, TED Talks, and all the wonderful subjects that you can just learn so much. That's what, as much as I'm trying to grab onto all this technology that's starting up, I think it's like having a live encyclopedia that's always being updated. And I remember at home when my husband said, years ago, I think it's time we can really get rid of the encyclopedias because they're passe and the knowledge isn't, being kept up. But that's where our technology is just fascinating now, how quickly everything's disseminating all this knowledge. Okay, so TED Talks, Mondays at 12:30. And Colin, is it now? Kim sets it up, so I'm right now negligent in knowing how to host it. So do they?
What you need to do so what you need to do if you are interested in coming in is call the senior center. And when we take your information, we'll look for your email address and we can send you the link. And
Okay.
that's how they get in. So this link will be sent to them no more than about a half hour before, to let them know that the program's coming up.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so we would love to have more people come. I've stepped in a couple days, and it's always a very interesting. That the topics are interesting. The conversation can wander sometimes, but sometimes it stays right on where it should be. And who says where it should be? But right on the topic of the video. So hope you all can come. It really is an interesting way to connect with other people and to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So contact the Senior Center. Marlene gave that number. I'll give it again, which is 508-497-9730. And so leave a message if someone isn't there answering the phone. And that's the way to get into any of our virtual programs as well.
Mm.
So I see Lisa's here as well. Don't go away, Marlene. I know we'd love to talk further with you, but Lisa, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
How are fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
So we had another lively or active walk on Monday, and that's still going strong.
Yes, it is. Look forward to seeing some new faces on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. at the Senior Center. It's been really hot lately, so I'm glad that we're doing it early enough in the morning, but hopefully this Monday won't be quite as hot as last Monday, but it's been good.
So bring your water if you join in, but
Yes.
you have to sign up, right? We have to
Yes.
call in and make sure we're
Yep.
on the list. So
Just call the Senior Center. Again, we 508-497-9730. We just have 6 spots available. We're keeping it kind of small because we still need to keep our distance and wear our masks while we're walking. But there are three spots left for Monday morning.
excellent. Excellent. I think one thing I'd love to let people know is that we are trying to scale up operations at the Senior Center. We cannot come fully into the building, but we are looking like the walk. We're hoping to bring couple things back in September that would be outside on the back patio, some exercise classes. So keep your eyes open. We are bringing more information. A lot of it is, regulated by what the health department tells us that we are able to do, and the state regulations. So we're following those and trying to bring things back to you, but in a a very slow process, because we want to do it safely, and your safety is of utmost importance to all of us. So that's part of it. But so keep your eyes open. September has some interesting things coming up. Last week we talked about early voting. I don't know if anyone remembers anything about that. Connor came on and talked about early voting times, and they will be held at the senior center. So there will be signs out front of the building, but if you're interested, you can contact the clerk's office for the hours. They are posted on our website, and so make sure that you take advantage of them. It's a nice way of not having to go in a massive crowd on voting day.
That's right. One other thing that I wanted to bring up, and it was supposed to go live today, our apparel. I haven't seen it live yet. It's still saying the store's closed. So we're working on getting that up running for today for 2 weeks. You can go online and order hats, masks, t-shirts, tank tops with the Hopkinton Senior Center logo on it.
Excellent. I know we all have some. Last week, I think you were sporting yours. This week.
And I was going to wear it today. Everything's in the laundry except for the one I wore last week. I'm like, I can't wear that one again today.
We still worry about what we're wearing every day. Oh, great. So
I had a couple of people that might like to say hello this morning.
oh, excellent.
So I'm just gonna take a walk.
So this is Walking with the Senior Center inside version.
Coming down the hall here. We'll see what's cooking in the kitchen.
Excellent.
Literally, what's cooking?
Yeah, that's the thing to remember. We are offering meals 4 days a week.
What are we cooking
Sarah,
today?
good morning, Sarah.
Coconut shrimp today? Coconut sauce. And coconut sauce. Very good. Is it, we doing rice or pasta today? No, pasta. Noodles and vegetables. Noodles and vegetables. Very good. Thank you. And one other busy beaver. Here we are, Miss America. We got
Good morning, Kate.
whoopie pies today for dessert. How are you?
How are you doing, Kate?
I'm good. Moving along. This is
Always moving.
This is where it all happens here in the kitchen. Got our bags ready, got our whoopie pies ready for dessert today.
So that's something to remember. People may not know we've been doing meals for several months now, and what you can do is call in. We have delivery or takeout. There is a limited number, but there's still space on most days, I believe.
That's it. We do have a few more available. So
Excellent.
if you're in need or have interest, give us a call.
Yeah.
Or if you know of anybody that's in need of a meal.
Yeah, thank you. That's perfect. So what are you all thinking of today? Is there anything special happening? Other programs today? I know we had a few we postponed.
Yeah, we did have some postponed, but we still are planning on doing trivia today at 12:30. If anybody's interested last minute, you can surely give us a call. Give us your email. We'll shoot you the link, and it's just going to be casual. We got some trivia questions that we can all, have a conversation about.
So that's a great segue into what I want to say. We're going to do a question of the day here on the show. And Marlene, actually, I think your question's better than what I had, much more exciting. Do you want to, it came up at our coffee hour on Wednesdays, and which is another program that you can join in. It's a great chance to connect with other people. Again, it's virtually. I'm sorry, I wish we could do it all together, but right now this is where we are. But Marlene, what was the question that came up the other day that next week we'd love to hear your responses? So you get a week. When we did this on Wednesday, you had about 2 seconds to figure out what you'd want to do. So Marlene.
Well, at the coffee hour that was held earlier in the week, Sue Stewart posed the question: if you had 1 hour and unlimited funds to do anything you wanted with, unlimited funds, 1 hour, what would you do? I said I'd go to a real estate office and buy a house on the ocean. just a cottage, nothing big. So what would you do if you had 1 hour and unlimited funds?
So
Hmm.
think about that. You have a week to plan ahead. And again, unlimited funds, that leaves a lot open, but 1 hour really does make it a little more challenging.
Yes.
Well, some people had some ideas like buy a whole stack of gift certificates, to invest the money that way. Make arrangements for other things. Some people said, have a stack of money and give it away for an hour,
Mm.
distribute it.
That would be nice,
Wouldn't that?
as long as you gave some to me.
No, well, that's great. So next week we want to hear from you. If you have ideas of what you'd want to do, or even if you are a little shy of coming on, you can always call us and leave a message, and we can respond for you. But I'd much rather see you. I'd much rather have you on, calling in there. Like I said, you can. We have the number, and we'll tell you next week again. But it's 508-435-7887. That's the number you can use if you want to call in next week with your response to that question. I think that one's going to be a good one. I'm
What would
curious
you-
now.
Amy, do you want to give any, have any ideas that just come out? What would you do?
Well, I think what I said, because if I only had an hour, it makes it a little tricky. But I think the big thing is I'd start paying off student loans for people, buying cars, and yeah, I'm getting that cottage cabin up in New Hampshire or Vermont where I can spread out over I don't know how many acres, as many as I can get. If I have unlimited funds, the sky's the limit, right?
Mm.
So there'd be a lot of fast phone calls. Just choose the color of your car. Lisa, what would you do besides
Hmm.
give it away?
Yeah, I think I would save as many dogs as I possibly could.
Ooh, that's a good one.
As many dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know
So some
me,
of
the
you
dog
may know
lover.
Lisa's got a couple dogs and they're sweethearts.
Are my babies. But I would also like that vacation home somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'd have to work quickly.
Well, I still say now, Marlene said that, and I said, even if you bought wrong, you could sell it later. So
Mhm.
always thinking.
buy anything quick.
Lisa, speaking of rescuing dogs, do you happen to have, it shows up in Facebook when I look into it, and it's called Dodo, D-O-D-O,
Mhm. Yeah.
and it's about animals that are rescued, and
Yeah.
there's always a happy ending. And
Yeah.
you've seen that.
Some of them are really choke you
Yeah, yes.
watching them, but yes, I love that.
Me too. I mean, I used to wonder before I really got into my smartphone how people could just sit there and look at this little black thing all the time. And now I know.
Yeah,
because-
you just keep scrolling.
Yeah. So many stories on rescuing animals.
Yeah.
Well, that was a
I
good way to
won't tell
spend
you
time.
how many nights I've fallen asleep scrolling, and I wake up and my thumb is still scrolling. Okay, that's my
I'm like,
secret.
okay, that's it. One more swipe and I'm done. I have to put the phone away.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So I don't know if there's anything else coming up that you wanted to mention, but again, like I said, keep checking the newsletter. We really are trying to bring things back as best we can, and we are here if you need assistance in any way. So don't hesitate to give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, my job really hasn't changed been affected terribly much by COVID. I still need to come into the office so that I can have all the resource files here and answer people's questions. So don't hesitate to call outreach if you have some question that you think somebody with seniors connections can do a referral for you. And heating season coming up, that's a huge issue now. All right.
Great. Well, thank you, Marlene. I appreciate you coming on this morning. Lisa, anything else to add today?
I don't think so. We do have a lot of exercise programs that we're doing weekly. that are available, yoga, strength and stretch. We've got Zumba, tap, boot camp, bar, all during the week. So there are plenty of classes to keep you moving.
Which is the biggest thing. We want to keep the activity going. We want to keep moving. We want to keep everything going. So that's the name of the game. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Well, good. And I think what's interesting about the exercise classes is they run a big span. You've got far more active ones with tap, and yet you have some that are more stretch and a little bit less impact, which is another great thing.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're having difficulty connecting with any of your devices, we're certainly here to help you. So if you're intimidated by that, or just, give us a call. Give us a call and we're more than happy to try and help you connect to the classes.
And that reminds me, on Fridays, we also have a volunteer who is willing to help you connect as well and help you get your technology up and running. So don't hesitate to call then. We can set that up.
Yep. You can just make an appointment with him and he's happy to give you a call and talk you through it.
Super. Well, that's great. So thank you. And I'm glad you both came on. It was great to see Zara and Kate. And it looks like someone else is in the office. I don't know who's there.
Somebody just walked by. I'm not sure.
I know. I'm curious now. Who is here?
Judy.
Oh, hey, good morning, Judy.
There you
We see you. Yay. Judy. Good to see you. That's great. Well, that's the thing. The senior center, we are there. We're active. You can tell I'm not there right now, but I will be going in a little later. But if you have questions, if you need anything, please give us a call. We are busy and we want you to stay busy and active. And Lisa said it last week, hydrate. Even in this heat, especially, please remember to hydrate. So, well, that's great. Thank you guys. So, I think, I don't know if did Judy want to come on and more than wave in the corner, or is she off and running?
Let me check.
All right, because we'd love to have her say hi. I know people have missed seeing her and she's missed seeing everybody. And so let's just check that out. Oh, there we go. Good morning, Judy.
Hi, everyone.
It's great to see you.
Great to see everybody again. We really do miss that person to person, don't we? Everybody is going through that, I think, today. And I was fortunate to have my daughter with us for a few days, from Sunday to yesterday. And which is something about that, face to face and not feeling like everything is virtual, So
I know.
yeah, but working on the next newsletter, and hopefully we might. I don't know if we'll get it out in time, but we'll see. So anyway,
We're working on that. It's a little bit harder sometimes, but.
Yeah.
Well, Judy, I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad you had a chance to say hi to everybody. Again, we feel like we're ships passing in the night, so we can only imagine how you feel out there in your homes that,
Right.
You're not as connected. But please, we're trying to come up with ways for you to connect. And we do have some things that will not just be virtual, but take advantage of the virtual. I know that's the best thing coming. I'm getting thumbs up from everybody saying, yes, finally. And so we are trying to bring it back as best we can. So we're still working for you. If you need anything, give us a call. And I did want to remind everyone, Judy, I don't know if you heard it. We have a question of the week or question of the day. I guess they have a week to think about it. And it is, came up at our, coffee hour the other day, and it was, and Lisa, you'll have to help me if I get this wrong, is if you had 1 hour and unlimited funds, what would you do with it? Yep, that's a good one. So think about it. We want to hear from you next week. let us know what you think of what you would do. I'm kind of curious. I think there's a lot of good ideas out there, and I can't imagine what it's going to be.
Maybe we put it in the Hilltopper.
We should put it in the Hilltopper.
Okay.
But make sure you think about it, because I want to hear. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah.
even if you don't want to come on, just give us a call and let us know so we can talk about it.
We'll talk about it. So, anyway, thank you guys. Well, it looks like we're coming to the end. But I wanted the biggest thing is the senior center. While the building may not be open yet, we are still here doing a lot for you. You can see the staff is still here, ready to work for you, and help you in any way you can, and bring you whatever programs that we can. So in the meantime, remember to hydrate. Remember to wear your masks. Let's socially distance, and early vote. I know that Connor would appreciate it, the town clerk would appreciate it, and get out there, and that'll be at the senior center. So keep that in mind. And we hope to see you. We'll at least be able to wave when you come through to vote. So there's one more way to connect. Thanks, everybody. Have a
Miss
great
you
week.
all. Love you.
Hugs.
Bye-bye.
How you doing? It's just been. He went out and